Welcome to the Flourishing Soft Life Woman, where we discuss ways for you to flourish, to be your best self from the inside on the outside. I'm your host, Tay Rosé. Let's dive into today's episode. So now, I first want to introduce myself. We're talking about changes in my life and then the purpose behind this podcast series. I know I originally had said talk show, but it doesn't have a talk show feel. I just got inspired by all the talk shows that I've seen in the past, and so I said, okay, I just want to do like a little sit down moment, even down to my setup. I feel like in the future, if this keeps going, the setup will be a lot better. Even though this is good for the first time, the only thing I need was this cheap microphone, which I literally found it in my stash of tech gear with my phone and my gear, and I have my tablet here with all my notes, and that's it. But let me get into it. So I first want to introduce myself and talk about changes that have taken place in my life. So now, if you have watched me since 2018, you would have known that I first started off by doing makeup tutorials and product reviews. So like, I would buy all the latest eyeshadow palettes that were available on the market. So that was my niche, okay? And then it started to become that people didn't want to watch it as much anymore, and then I started to lose interest. And then what really took a turn for me was me going into my spiritual journey as of last year. So I tell people that I got saved August 2024, but in reality I started my spiritual journey April 2024. Okay, that was when I started my spiritual journey, and I can say that it was slow growth, and then we all got on board, and then I got saved, and then I started to realize a couple of things within my own life personally that was not resonating with the Lord, and so I've had to slowly be rid of it so that I can grow a closer connection to Him. All right. And so now the content that I have out on my regular YouTube channel, that's my vlogs, and I still do product reviews, but it's not to an extent like how it was prior to my spiritual journey, okay? But all that I do now, it is a reflection of my life now, okay? So I'm doing content that is more so connecting with the viewer versus any other content that is just for me and not for you to enjoy. Alright, so those are changes that have happened in my life. The second thing I would like to talk to you about is the purpose behind this show. So now I talked to you about my spiritual growth and how I have let go of so many factors within my life that was not resonating with the Lord, and it was just starting to become tiring after a while, okay? Just to keep it simple and be honest. Alright, so my spiritual journey is part of the reason why I'm making this show. That is one. Another thing too is I want to share some healthy advice on ways that you can but on ways that you can have a soft life. Because I feel like the soft life that a lot of people are used to is negative out there on the internet. And this started 2021, where girls were saying that they don't have to have a job. The only thing they need is to just travel all the time, and that's not realistic for a lot of people. So I want to talk about a healthier way to achieve a soft life that is stress-free. And I'm going to be honest, you are going to encounter stress, but that comes with obstacles that come in hand and our faith being challenged. Now, I had the itch to do a television show, or I don't say television show, but I've had the itch to do a talk show, but I just didn't have the urge to. Like, I was still thinking of ideas that I wanted to do. I did have one idea that I was going to do on Twitch, but I end up not doing it, and I'm very thankful that I'm doing this on this platform so that way I can attract the right audience. All right, and it wasn't anything inappropriate with that show, but I feel like we all need this talk show or this podcast show right now with everything that's happening in the world. We all need this to grow together and not falter apart. So if you watch my previous haul on my Keeping Up with Tay Rosé after show haul series, you would have known that I've been talked about this show. And on top of that, Two, my sister was been saying that she saw me in broadcast journalism, but then I was a scaredy cat back in the day, and so I did not want to do that. So I told myself, no, I'm not gonna do that, and that psyched me out from being on TV. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, things happen when they're supposed to. There's certain things that happen for a reason, because I was going through a couple of obstacles there in my education, major career in college, but thank God I was able to graduate and get my degree and then start being in the teaching field. Another reason behind me doing this show is because I made a video, my style evolution then versus now. So my family and I, we were watching it, and my niece saw it and was like, Tay, you should expand on this series on how you were then versus now, and then give advice on how people can flourish from the inside out. And so I said, you know what, I can do that, because there's a lot that I've learned thus far in my journey since August of 2024 until today, September 4th, 2025. And so I feel like I can share my journey on ways that you can achieve a healthy, soft life. All right. So that is my purpose behind this show. Consider me like your big mentor, or if you have any aunts, consider me like your other aunt. Okay. And that I'm that aunt that will give you advice for whichever you need. If you have any other topic suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to quickly close this out with a scripture. If you're not a scripture person, we just not gonna comment. You can just pass by it. But I would like to get people in the word, and so me doing this is to get you in the word as well. All right. So here's my scripture for today. It is Ephesians 2:18. So it's chapter 2, verse 18, and it says, "For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father." Okay, and I'm reading the King James Version. Okay, and so my interpretation for those of you who have not read the Bible, or you have not tapped into that aspect of your life yet, is we have the time now to change and make our lives new. So do not wait until tomorrow. Do not wait until next year. Do not wait until next month to change. If something in your gut or in your heart is telling you to change, make that change now. I'm telling you, from now, you are not going to regret it. There are reasons for every season that we're in, and now is a time to really flourish and delve into that change. Okay, like I stated earlier, if you have any other topics, you may let me know in the comments below. On the next episode, I will be talking to you about defining elements that emerged. I did talk about this on my previous YouTube video, but I'm going to expand further on this in this second episode of the Flourishing Soft Life Woman podcast. Thank you for joining me on the Flourishing Soft Life Woman podcast. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so that way you'll know when the next episode is out. I'll see you then. Bye.